Good morning everybody, Victor here. Today's a special day because, as you guys know, Brookie and I got a house on the water, and this is actually our maiden voyage from our new house. Last year I caught my first ever swordfish on this boat with my buddy Elliot. He's rigging up there in the back, and we got my buddy Kody, Elliot, Brooke's dad, and Dennis behind the camera. We're gonna go sword fishing today. It's something that I've watched growing up and something I've always dreamed about, but now it is a reality. We have the boat to do it, we got the gear to do it, and we got the crew to do it. So they're hard at work rigging baits, making sure everything's ready with the rods, and we're just making our way towards the inlet. Hopefully we get on a nice sunrise bite. We'll see you out there.
What a crew. There's a lot of people that have fished with these guys, but I'm not sure. I might be the only one who has fished with all four of these guys at the same time. In Charlie Sheen's words, I'm winning.
Alright guys, so I'm gonna be like a sponge today because Elliot and Kody have way more sword fishing experience than I do, but we just made it out here, just kind of seeing the way the boat is drifting. We got some nice fresh baits from RJ Boyle, local tackle shop in Pompano Beach. We got an eel going out on one rod. We got a bonita belly. Squid skirt, always have the squid skirt. It makes them swim better and just makes it more hydrodynamic. And then this right here is a tentacle from a big squid. You can see the little suction cups on there. It's always nice just to have a variety of baits because you never know what they want to eat that day. Sometimes they can be picky. So that is going to be our spread, and we're going to fish 3 rods. How we're going to get them out, I'm going to let Kody and Elliot do that. It's a big team effort when you're sword fishing. We're fishing anywhere from 1,400 feet to 2,000 feet of water. And you got to think that's a lot of lines. So to be able to fish 3 rods, you really have to work as a team to get them out and not get them tangled. Because as you're dropping the bait, if you are not running the boat properly, all that line could get tangled and then you just have a big mess. So these are the leads we're fishing, different size leads, 12 pounds of lead, 10, and a 10. And you see this thing right here, this is a big buoy. So when you're sword fishing, you got 2 types of rigs. You can have your tip rod, which is going to be vertical right around the cockpit area of our boat, and that's just straight vertical line angle. And then the other 2 rods are going to have buoys attached to them. So this is going to act like a giant bobber, and you're going to suspend your weight in your rig down at a certain depth. So inside our buoy spools, you'll see we have long line clips, and we're going to attach it at a certain depth, which are marked on the buoy spools, whether we want our bait 1,600 feet down, 1,800 feet down, 1,400 feet down. And this way we can really cover the water column because we're just drifting in the Gulf Stream. And that's what we're going to do all day. We have a nice variety of baits. So we're just getting situated. Kody's checking to see what the current's doing, and we'll be at it. And there's been a lot of storms lately. Luckily, not a lot of thunderstorms. It's just a lot of rain. So we'll probably have to avoid some of these today. But there's a big water spout. If you guys have never seen one, they're basically just tornadoes over the water. I don't know how dangerous they are. They don't ever look like they get big like tornadoes on land, but pretty cool to see.
Some people fish 1 rod, 2 rods. We're gonna fish 3 because the current's good. Whether or not you fish 3 rods really has to do with the conditions. If the current's going inshore, if there's a lot of seaweed around. So we have a good current, good direction, not a ton of seaweed. So we're gonna fish 3 rods, 3 baits, 3 different depths. And we'll have a bait over here offshore, a bait straight into the boat, and a bait back behind the boat. Shallowest bait, deepest bait, middle bait. Check the hook, make sure it's super sharp.
This is not sharp at all.
Well, there you go. Those are things that make a big difference. Make sure you guys check your hooks. Bring a file, hit them with a file, especially on the buoy.
This is the long line clip I was telling you about. It snaps in like that, and you can just clip it into your line. There's a little loop right here.
Good?
All right, Kody, you good?
Yep. Use a little bit of tension, you know, not a lot, just a little bit. Once you get the bait out after 600, 700 revs, you can
Free spool it?
pretty much free spool it if you wanted to. And just, yeah, like a little bit of drag, almost full free spool.
All right, so we just got the first buoy out. It's a science. It's definitely a science to put out 3 rods without getting tangled.
You don't always have to do this. It's just so when you come back on the tip, you don't have a giant belly with a bunch of seaweed on it and You want to let your baits going out with the current, except for that one, but you use more drag. Let that one creep out like a bottom rod. Ideally, we want that one going out while this line is still up here, so we can drive faster away from that one. That'll get that one out faster. You know what I'm saying? So,
because this belly's still way over there.
It is, but this one's already behind the boat because we took a little longer to let the last buoy out in the back. But if you have that ready to go when you're turning on this one, you can like drive fast on this one and get that one out super fast.
Are you ready to do this by ourselves now, Brian?
Oh my God.
That was a lot.
Oh my God. It's like these guys know their stuff so much. It's like, I'm trying to take it in, but I'm like, are you kidding me? How many times has Kody done this?
Yeah.
I mean,
I've done it a lot.
He's done it a lot, so to try and pick it up on watching one time, it's just like, holy smokes,
No,
it's a lot.
it's repetition. I mean, you know, it takes a while.
Wait.
Now we wait. Now we sit and stare and occupy our time doing whatever it is we do. Usually eating food, listening to music, telling stories.
And when we got out here, there was a wicked crazy storm. You guys saw the water spout. We got so lucky. It's just kind of wrapped all around us. There's some serious cracking lightning. We've all been telling our stories of when we've been out here and stuck in storms. I remember the worst storm I ever got caught in was like 10 years ago. Me and Brick were on my buddy's 21 Contender. We were 7 miles out of Jupiter. And it was one of those times where you see the storm building on land and you should probably go in, but you don't. Coming in 40 miles per hour straight to the face. It took us probably close to an hour of getting home. I actually have that whole video recorded. I'll have it linked below, but that was a scary time.
I was on a 41 Tierra called the Offshore Lady with the owner of Towboat US, and we were dolphin fishing, and a storm came up and lightning hit like 50 yards off our bow, and everything just got white. It was so bright. Our electronics all went out, and we were stuck in this storm with no radar and no electronics. So we called ashore to Towboat US because they had a big radar, and we asked them which port should we head to because, you know, we can't see anything. And they're like, your closest port. That storm is so big, it's everywhere. There's no getting out of it. You're just going to have to come in. And the rain was so intense, we couldn't see more than, say, 30 or 40 yards past our bow. So we were running slow, and then every once in a while we would blow our horn. So, you know, in hopes that people would hear us and maybe blow their horn and kind of know where other boats are. And it was, things like that are actually more exciting than they are scary, you know, to actually be in nature like that and survive it. It's fun to bring those stories up, you know, when you're sitting around sword fishing, waiting for a bite. Those stories are just fun to tell.
You guys know that my wife is pregnant, so Brian's daughter, and she's actually 1 week away from her 40-week due date today. There's no cell signal where we're at. We're 15 miles offshore, so I said, Brooke, if you feel any contractions or you think you're going into labor, send me a text on here. It's cool. You got a little app. It's a messenger app. So I already texted her letting her know that we're safe. If you guys do any type of offshore fishing or anything, highly recommend getting one of these Garmin inReaches. It's basically a little subscription plan, but you can text anywhere in the world, whether you're in a jungle, offshore. If you have no cell signal, you can send a text to anyone. You never know, you might lose your electronics, your engine goes out, and safety is number one, especially when you're gonna be a dad. Your whole mindset just changes.
We'll see how many people believe his 39-foot yellowfin story. It sounds a little exaggerated, but let's hear him tell it.
I was working on a 39-foot yellowfin in Fort Lauderdale. We just came in the inlet. Storm built right above us. Started hailing, blowing 50, 60, 70 miles an hour. We're pulling down our canal. It was blowing so hard that it blew our 39-foot yellowfin doing 5 miles an hour right into a seawall. It's out of nowhere. And Brian doesn't believe my story, but I got video proof, so.
I believe his story. I think Elliot is a stand-up guy. I was just joking. I believe his story.
So I got to fish with Nick Stancic, and his family basically pioneered the daytime swordfish fishery. To think when someone discovers a fishery, like people knew there were swordfish out here, but to be able to catch them during the daytime is special. That's why you guys see the electric reels. Of course, you could do it on a hand crank, but you're really minimizing the amount of time you can fish effectively, because you see, we could crank in every single rod in 5-7 minutes. If you were to do that manually, you're spending 20 minutes just pulling up a line. And being able to fish 3 rods with 3 electrics, we're just like this giant floating barge. You know, you got a bait 1,000 feet behind the boat, 1 straight under the boat, 2,000 feet behind the boat, and it's just this little string of baits floating along the bottom. You might think that they're just sitting still, but with all that current, with 3 miles of current, we're actively trying to make those baits move. You see that squid skirt, so they're kind of going down there and flapping, and it really entices the swordfish.
No. There's definitely something on there, like seaweed or
Squid.
maybe a squid, but definitely heavier than it should be. I don't think it's a fish, but the mystery. What could it be? Could be a plastic bag. Oh yeah. Good. Hit it. Hit it.
It's not the lead.
No, there's a creature. Hold it. One button. Yeah. Could be a dead rat.
A little sword.
Yeah, a little rat. Well, well, well.
Huh.
Take that thing or no?
Let's measure him. He's close.
I got a. That's pretty cool.
How about that? Hey, you know what?
Hey, target species
It counts.
acquired.
Second drop, and he's pretty tired, so we'll be able to get a hold of him. He's beautiful.
He might be legal. Huh?
He's probably legal. Honestly, he's close. You guys are wondering what bait we're using. This is an RJ Boyle eel, rigged by the best. Little swordfish on the long buoy. We saw the rod was heavy, but we weren't sure because it didn't do anything, didn't fight, didn't. He's probably right there. We're gonna measure him.
He could have been on there for.
He could have been on there forever.
He's 47.
47.
Exactly 47. Sweet.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
There we go. Look at that. Beautiful fish. Huge eyeball.
We got this crazy like neon purple on him. One of the prettiest fish, honestly, that swims when they first come out of the mud.
That's exciting. We didn't know we had him on until about
Like
200
800.
revolutions, but a swordfish is a swordfish.
We knew something was on like 800 out. I thought it was seaweed though, because it was just heavy on the rod. When you got your buoy a half mile behind the boat, the fish can eat your baby on there for 30, 40 minutes. By the time you pull the buoy in, it's just dead weight coming up. So, but hey,
It's
we'll take it.
47. But if you look, as their name indicates, they got that big bill, which they use to slash squid and a bunch of other bait fish, and then they chomp them down with that mouth. But they are some of the most beautiful fish when you first catch them. They're just lit up with all these purples. As he sits on ice, he'll turn real black. But if you look, they're unlike any other fish. When swordfish get bigger, they get all this weight in the tail, and that is why they're such powerful fighters, because all of a fish's fighting power comes from that tail. And look at how chunky it is. There's like no taper to this fish. They're almost as thick in the tail as they are in the shoulders.
I'm winning, man. I told you at the beginning with this crew that I was going to be winning. Here it is.
All right, second swordfish going in the blue water box.
Wow, he fits whole.
Fits perfectly whole.
We're setting up third drop. First drop, something ate the tip bait, but it was small. I think just kind of crushed it and chewed on it a little bit. Second drop, we caught a small fish on the long buoy. Didn't know he was on there until we were bringing it in, but we're fishing a double stack, so it's a lot more float. It takes a bigger fish to either slack it off or sink it enough to know there's a fish on. So 2 drops, 2 bites.
I got it. Third drop. Another shot at another swordfish.
Those are donuts? Yeah. Victor's embracing fatherhood right now.
I love when people bring good food on the boat. When Brian brings good food on the boat. Bring that buffalo chicken dip over here. Or that. If you guys have never had this, chicken, bacon, was it chicken bacon ranch?
Chicken bacon ranch.
From Publix. If you guys don't know about Publix, we are blessed in Florida. We got the best grocery store. They got amazing stuff. Donuts, dips, pub subs. Sword fishing is just as much working the boat as it is putting out the baits. It's like 50% boat work, 50% the baits, and just making sure that you're free of tangles, everything's presented nicely. Most of all, I learned that you're basically fishing a giant bobber, and you could have a swordfish on for a very long time before you know it. All right, we're calling it quits. We were gonna make one more drop, but pulled up the Sirius, and there's a lot of lightning inshore. And you can see it on the horizon, so smart move is to go inside. When this guy wants to go in, you know it's time to go in. Because he always wants to stay out here. So there's another YouTuber, one of my good friends, Clay Cowart, Life by the Bow, if you guys watch him. And this is actually his clothing company, Avail Gear. And about a year ago, he asked me if I wanted to, you know, represent his clothing and try it out. And I can honestly tell you guys, it is some of the best stuff you'll ever feel. Super comfortable, lightweight, moisture wicking. And if you guys do any fishing offshore or in the hot sun, you know, having nice breathable material just makes your day that much better. They got hats, board shorts, a bunch of different stuff. And if you guys want to save a lot of money, I'll have a coupon code on the screen here. Just one YouTuber supporting another. So we're gonna head to the inlet about 15 minutes, 20-mile run offshore, and we'll see you at the sword grounds. Brand new day, brand new baits, brand new drops. Same old people.
Same old people.
Go find me a big one. It's pretty cool. You know, I've caught 2 smaller swordfish on this boat, but you never know. That's the cool thing about sword fishing is there's always a giant fish swimming out there. State record was caught right out of Pompano Beach in a very similar area we're fishing that was almost 800 pounds. Kody says we just got a bite. We're just looking for anything different to do with the rod tip that you normally don't see when you're just drifting. He saw a little whack. That's all you're looking for, a little subtle change in the rod tip.
He's there.
Yeah?
Yeah. We're gonna make sure, yeah. See how either he's whacking it again or he's on there kicking around. Doesn't seem like a big one, it seems like a little one. But it is A1.
We like A1.
We like A1.
A1 sticks us?
Yeah. A1 sticks us. See? He might be whacking it again, honestly. Sometimes I'll just leave the rod be and just look for it to load or get light. See how it's wobbling? Yeah, he's there. He's on there.
Pretty early bite. It's only 8:30. And oh yeah, he's on there. You could see when he's loading it up and we're getting more and more stretch in the line, bringing him up. That rod's getting a lot heavier. It's really an art. It's finesse to hook these fish in such deep water, and he's stalling out the reel too.
Yeah. Probably us on the smaller side, maybe a legal fish, but better start than yesterday, first drift.
And you were saying that the big fish will slack you off and they'll swim up, right?
Yeah, the big fish, they don't like, you know, the feeling of a hook in their mouth. I mean, no fish does, but they swim away from like the pain of the hook, so they'll swim up to the surface. The little fish will kind of just fight you the whole way and stay kind of heavy. And that you can really tell what size fish you have based on how the rod's acting, what the fish is doing, swimming up, swimming down. 900 revs out.
Yeah. 900 revolutions. Our lead is around 200. So when we get around there, that's the most important thing. That's when I gain the most confidence, because when there's not a weight attached to the fish, a lot less pressure on them, a lot less room for air for that hook to pull.
Good, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Back the drag up a little bit. Yep, little sword. Little guy.
He looks like the same size
He's
as
close.
yesterday. We'll just
We're
grab
gonna,
him.
I would, do you have gloves? This one's gonna be a little crazier than the last one.
Hold on, I got a towel. He's
Little
not coming
sword.
unglued, right?
I mean, he's hooked pretty good, I think. Got him?
Yep, ready?
Hold on, let him do his thing for a second. You got him good? So yeah, let him wear himself out. These little swords have a sharp bill. They're not ones you want to play with. You're good if you want to go ahead. You want to put them in the boat or on the deck or on the...
I'll put him right here in the boat.
All right, don't let go of that bill.
I'm not.
See that? He is hooked good in the bill there.
So they got to be 47 inches when you measure a swordfish. It's from the bottom of this jaw right here to the fork of the tail. And it's got to be 47 inches. And you guys see it's much more lively than yesterday's fish, because yesterday's fish we caught on the buoy. Oh, he's going to make it.
Oh yeah, he's good.
He's 49 almost.
Nice. Sweet.
You come out 3 times, I've just gotten super lucky, and I've had some really good friends to show me the ropes, so thank you, Kody.
Of course, thank you for having me. Happy we got one first drop. Hopefully we're gonna trade him in for a bigger one later.
Huge eyeball. That's the coolest thing about these fish. You know, they're basically living in pure darkness, that huge pupil, so they can see down there to be able to hunt down squid and whatever else. And the reason we fight them with pretty light drag, they have a really soft mouth. This is not like a tuna mouth or a snapper mouth. It's really easy to pull a hook, and you never know where they're hooked. Sometimes they're just wrapped around the bill. They'll be hooked in the pec fin, so you fight them with real light drag as to not pull the hook. You gotta break up all that ice.
In case you guys are wondering what kind of bait we're using, this is a bonita, I guess like a bonita taco, and made by RJ Boyle. They got them right there in the freezer. So one on an eel yesterday on an RJ Boyle eel, RJ Boyle bonita taco, and they clearly work. So we're gonna get another bait on and get back to the bottom. There's something going on. Oh yeah, that's a bite.
Yep. Man, we just dropped that down. So it's been about 10 minutes since we landed that fish. We're on the same drift, still have the 2 buoy rods
I think
out.
he's on there already.
Oh. Come on, load over.
He's on there. Oh, he's still there. Good. Drop it back, Victor. Let out like, let out like 30, 40 revs. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop there. Above the 2.
Yeah, he's on. He stalled out the reel.
Yep. So we want to hook him. So we're going to put the boat in neutral and get tight.
Oh, he's on there for sure.
Yeah.
That is such a cool feeling, hooking a fish 1,600 feet down. My theory is like, okay, so we were all talking yesterday, Elliot and Kody are like looking at the bottom, they're like, I like this spot, I like this spot. My theory is every time you reset, it's around 30 minutes to get baits back out. So that's 30 minutes you could have baits in the water.
So now that he's hooked, we know he's stuck him pretty good. Now we're just gonna back the drag off a little bit.
So I got this nice harpoon bag. You guys always hear me talk about Conley fishing. So he makes harpoons for sword fishing as well. Those are my 2 sword rods. We're actually using Elliot's rod. He lent us his rod so we could fish 3, but it's a 3-piece harpoon. Nice and heavy. You want weight with your harpoon, because the more weight, the more it's going to drive through the water and be able to stick that fish. Screw this in. Gotta be ready. Now the injector rod. This is just used to get this in the fish. This is all we want in the fish. And then we got a basket with a couple 100 feet of line. That's gonna attach to this. So this is gonna detach from the harpoon, so that way it can stay in the boat. And then all that line we could cleat off, and we'll be able to pull on it. It's another insurance policy. You could just gaff them, but if you have a really big fish and you get a shot, 2 hooks in them are better than 1, so that's what we're gonna do.
I think it's gonna be between 70 and 100 pounds. He did hit the bait pretty hard too. The initial bite was definitely, you saw the initial bite, Victor?
Yeah.
It was more violent than the first one. He thumped the rod pretty good. See the rod's getting super light? That means the fish is coming to the surface. That's like what you wanna see. When you see that your fish is slacking you off, he's swimming up, that's always a good sign. Usually means it's a good sized fish. So that's, as a sword fisherman, the goal for the day is to see your rod getting slacked off. So that's a good sign. That means that we're hopefully gonna be able to use the harpoon on this one. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. When I get it off, back the drag off. All right, good. Back the drag off, below the 2. Yep, leave it on auto.
All right, he's close to the surface.
Yeah.
You might jump, Dennis.
Normally you bring at least 1 buoy in, but we're reckless and we're just gonna leave him out. So hopefully this fish doesn't make us do a bunch of crazy donuts. It's gonna be a nice fish. I don't think it's gonna be real big, but definitely decent size. Oh yeah. See, that's his color, that's his back. He's pretty blue. See the fish right down there. We're just gonna take our time. I don't know how many pounds of drag we're fishing right now. Probably like 15-ish or so. You can see the fish is dogging us right now. He's swimming down. When you're fighting bigger swords, you don't want to put pressure on them when they're acting erratic and crazy, shaking their heads, doing this and that. You want to let them do all that, get it all out of their system, when they sound, so like the fish came up, he checked us out. Now he might stay where he's at, which is like, I don't know, 150 feet down, or we might swim back down to 500 or near the thermocline. Once he settles into the thermocline and he gets a little more tired, then we'll start creeping the drag up, get him in a pinwheel, and bring him up like that. It's crazy how predictable they are. Remember I said the fish is gonna come up, he's gonna look at us, he's gonna see that we're a threat, he's gonna go back down. We might get lucky, we might keep him right here around 100 feet, or he may go down a little bit further. And I have my 2 back reels on auto because if we have to do donuts on this fish or start driving on him, we want those reels to pick up the slack. You don't want braid in the water, stuff like that. You know, normally we would have brought in the close buoy so that way the far one is, you know, away and we can maneuver the boat a little better, but it's too late now, so hopefully the fish doesn't give us too much trouble.
And how many feet away before you fit, like within 10 feet?
You want to wait. Yeah.
Huh?
You want to wait for a good shot.
Super green.
If you poke him when he's green, he's going to go to the bottom. We had a 420 pounder on one time. Fish came up right away, jumping on the surface, going crazy. My mate threw the dart a little deep, poked the fish, tip came off, the fish came right up to the boat, broadside. Like got him really good, tip wasn't on the spear. Pissed him off to no end. He went to down to 1,000 feet. We had to fight him for 2 more hours after that. He's over 100.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Woo!
he's over 100.
Never seen a over 100-pound swordfish in real life.
Yeah.
So we just had him back on the wind on, and as soon as he saw that boat, he got within 100 feet of it. He just made another 100-foot run straight down.
The way you can tell guys too is like kind of get an idea of what size fish you have. If you see the fish is silver down deep and you haven't been fighting him for that long, usually it's not a giant. It means he's kind of tired. He's starting to lay over a little bit. If you just see purple down deep, you see like a black back, and you've been fighting him for 20-30 minutes, usually means you have a pretty good fish. I can't really see if he's laid over yet. I think he's starting to lay over now.
Yeah, I see him.
So I would guess he's 100 to 150 pounds, something like that. We haven't really got a good look at him, but definitely a nice fish, over 100 pounds for sure. Just make sure you don't, oh, he's nice. Make sure you don't kick that plug, Dennis. Just wait, just wait, just wait. You're gonna do a big circle, you're gonna get a shot here in a second. Just wait, just wait, just wait. Just wait, just wait, just wait. Come up here, Victor. Actually, no, stay right there, you're good.
On this next turn?
Yep, on this next turn right here. Hit it if you can right there. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Where's the other gap at?
It's in the rod holder right there. Woo! So purple.
Nice fish, nice fish.
Yeah!
Beautiful fish, yeah, about 100 to 150 pounder. Way to get him.
Let's go, Kody.
Let's go. We're making progress, getting a little bigger. Well guys, we're happy. We fished all day yesterday for 1 bite, and it was on the buoy. And me and Victor kind of were like, oh, maybe we'll go again tomorrow. Like, it's the time of year where the fish start showing up, so we're just like, you know, let's just go, we'll try, maybe it'll be better. And sure enough, we made 1 drift, caught 2 fish on 1 drift. This is a nice fish, between 100 and 150 pounds. And can't ask for anything more, so we're super stoked. So, Mustad 7691 SS right in the corner there, 10-0. And that fish is gonna be on a RJ Boyle mahi belly, rigged up by the best, so.
Look at that harpoon, went through and through.
Through and through, perfect. You wanna hit his neck real quick? We managed to do that with 2 buoys out, so technically we're still fishing 2 baits while we're fighting this fish. Textbook fishing right there, so we're happy that it worked out in our favor. Make sure we get up there. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Oh yeah.
Biggest fish in this boat so far.
He's definitely 160 pounds, right? Not recommended to go barefoot, especially if you're trying to pull a nice one over the side.
Kody,
Beautiful
you're a killer,
fish.
man. You're a killer.
It's a beautiful fish, man.
Yeah.
Way to get him.
Hell yeah. So where was he hooked?
Right here in the side of the jaw.
Oh, so he was hooked good.
I mean, not terrible, but good enough. Probably 160 pounds, at least. Maybe a little bigger. He wasn't super easy to pull over the side.
It's crazy the difference in color between these smaller fish and the bigger fish. They get a lot more brown and purple on these big ones.
The thing too is that we also fought him for longer and we also killed him over the side of the boat, so he's gonna lose his leg. He's getting his color back now.
Yeah. When you squirt your fish with water like that, they kind of come to life. If you want some good photos, always squirt them with some salt water. What a special fish.
They're awesome.
They're
really,
so
cool.
Yeah, they don't look like anything else. I mean, Even like I've caught marlin and sailfish, they just are in a completely different class of their own. They got all this weight in the tail. They're definitely, out of all the fish, they are the strongest billfish for sure.
Yeah. The best thing I compare them to is like a cross between a tuna and like a deep water marlin of some sort.
They pinwheel like a tuna.
They do, and they're thick. Like these things get super wide.
And you want to know what else? They taste amazing.
Tastes really good.
Really, really good. Super fatty. Those things are just eating squid down there and shrimp and all sorts of other sea creatures. So,
and they get 4 times as big as this. That's the other thing that keeps you coming back.
This is the biggest swordfish I've ever seen in person, the biggest fish on our boat, and I honestly could say that I couldn't have done it without Kody. You know, I'm new to this whole sport, and this guy is one fishy dude. Me and Kody met, I don't know, like 6-7 years ago, and some of my most memorable days on the water have been with him. Giant cuberas, wahoos, he does it all, and I gotta plug him when I can. He's an amazing young man. He's got a guide operation out of Key West, and him and his girlfriend started something called Real Guides. They have a YouTube channel where they post all their adventures, and they also have a website where you guys can book guides just like him, knowledgeable, good fishermen that they vet to make sure you guys have a good time on the water. So check out their YouTube channel and their business, and I'm speechless, man. Thank you, Kody.
It's been a good ride, buddy. I'm glad we got to share another epic experience.
Always a good time with this guy.
We're gonna get in the box and put the baits back down.
Yeah, the day's not over. It's still young.
Over. Obviously, Victor's gonna keep the bill, and you can see down here, the bill comes to a point on each end, and that's where the bill ends. So you wanna go through the eyeball, right across the point of each side of the bill on each end. And you can kind of go halfway through each side. Or you can, I mean, this is a sharp knife. Dexter makes some of the best, sharpest knives. So you might be able to go through in one sweep. If not, go halfway through, then we'll flip them over. And halfway through the other side, it'll break right off. All right, should be good there. Perfect. Yep, just like that. And you guys can see the bill ends right here and right here. So now when they go to put this bill on their wall, put it in their crab trap or do whatever they do to boil it down, you'll have a beautiful bill to show your daughter and to have on the wall for the wife.
That's right. This one's for baby Lily. This one's for you. Kody, give us something sentimental.
Yep, 2 epic days. You know, we went out yesterday, had a little bit of a slow day, caught up legal fish, which is still a win, but nothing too exciting. And our goal is to catch a nice fish over 100 pounds, and we decided to go again. We got lucky and caught him first thing in the morning. 1 drop, 2 fish, not another bite all day long. So that's a true testament to fishing and persistence and, you know, putting in your time. So super blessed and happy we were able to get a nice fish and catch another fish to go with it. And yeah, can't ask for much more than that. So we're not gonna fillet him right now, but we are gonna core him so that way we can ice him overnight. We'll fillet him tomorrow. And what coring means, essentially we're gonna take off all the fins, take off the bill. You guys wanna see what the main diet of a swordfish is? There it is. We could almost use that squid for bait. It's perfectly intact. Normally they're all whacked up and sliced up. You can see he sliced it right there. But this one looks like he probably only hit it once and swallowed it whole. And anyways, we're gonna finish cleaning this guy out. It's raining outside. We don't wanna ruin Dennis's good camera, so we're gonna get him on ice, fillet him in the morning, and we'll see you guys at the dinner table.
Okay guys, it is the next day, and if you see the size comparison of the swords that we caught, there's the big one, and you can see his bill, and we're actually gonna save these and leave them in the canal for a week or 2, let all the gross stuff get out, let the fish pick off all the meat, and then I don't even remember how it's done, but Bricky does it. She dries them out, cleans them up, and then we're gonna paint them, and it makes the coolest wall decor and a great story to tell when someone comes over. So swordfish are really dirty animals. It's not like a snapper grouper. If you see how pale he is, I've already brushed this guy with a brush and hosed him off, because when you're filleting swordfish, anytime you make contact with the skin or the guts, you don't want any of that in your final fillet. So I went ahead and brushed him real good, squirted him off, and now it is time to fillet him. So using a 7-inch Dextreme Max Flex knife, and as always, you guys can save 20% off all Dexter knives. Use my code LANDSHARK, and I'm gonna start right here by the head, They have really thin skin and a pretty fragile skeletal structure, so you don't want an aggressive knife. That's why I like this one. And we're just making that initial outline. And we're gonna go down to the fish's backbone. Just keep making those cuts until we get to his backbone, which I can hear right now. So I'm gonna flip our fish around and I'm gonna meet my cuts on the other side. Just think it's a little bit easier with a big animal like this. So see, that's where his guts were. And swordfish are some of the nastiest creatures in terms of their guts. They're almost always full of stuff. This swordfish actually was full of squid. So just like that, we got one half of our sword. Really thin spine. Kind of a thick backbone, but nice job on our fillet. We're gonna set this guy down. So if you look, the front half of the swordfish lays pretty flat. When you get to the tail, they have a really big rounded tail. So this is not a fish you can just go from the tail to the head and skin out completely because it's so round. It doesn't lay flat. So I come about a third up the way of the fish, just like so. And I can fillet this. This'll, see, even like this, see how it curves up? It's not really ideal to fillet flat. And the most popular thing to do, and what we like to do, is make steaks out of swordfish. So pick the size you like. I like about 1 to 1.5 inch steaks. And I'll just start making my steaks. And I'll show you how we skin it after. So get some nice steaks. If you've ever seen swordfish in a market, a lot of times they serve it with the skin on and people cook it with the skin on. I don't recommend eating the skin, but it'll just peel right off, kind of like a salmon or something would. But this is where, see how rounded it is? Now is when I like to skin my swordfish steaks. So I just leave a really thin layer of meat right on top of the skin because it's really easy to pierce through it. And that's your final product. So these are smaller fish, so it might not look like a huge steak, but it's still got just as much flavor. So yeah, I got a bunch of steaks to go. I'll see you guys in the kitchen. We got our swordfish on a sheet pan, nice thick chunks for the grill. Already have both sides coated with some olive oil. We're gonna go down with some seasoned salt. Sometimes you guys see me only season one side of the fish if it's really thin, but since these are so thick, definitely want to season both sides. Okay, some garlic. And then some onion powder. Cool. So we're gonna make some pasta go with our swordfish, and then this is gonna be the sauce that we're gonna dump the pasta into. So let's start out with some olive oil, and then 3 diced onions. Oh, my eyes are still burning from the onions. We're gonna add some mushrooms, as well as a little bit of garlic, but we still need some garlic for garlic butter for our swordfish. When in doubt, add more olive oil or butter. Wanna know why restaurant food tastes so good? There's a lot more butter and olive oil in it than you think. We're gonna go in with some tomatoes, let those cook down. I'm gonna add a little bit of, I guess not a little bit of, I'll add like a cup of chicken stock. All right, I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit, like medium low. We're gonna go in with some cut up asparagus. We want these to be crisp for our pasta dish. I don't want them to be mushy. Okay, now we're gonna add some heavy cream for some richness. Grill's nice and hot. Now we're gonna go on with our swordfish. Okay, so off camera, you guys didn't see this. Whole stick of butter, some scallion, parsley, and garlic. And now we're gonna go in with some salt. Our pasta sauce is coming to a nice thickness. We're gonna just let that keep going. And let's go check on the fish. Okay, these are pretty thick pieces of fish, so I don't cook them on too high of heat. Like 300, 350. And let's see, let's take a gander. Yeah, see, that's the color we want. We just want a little browning on there, some grill marks. See, it'll be interesting. I'll try to give everyone a piece of both sides of the grill. I like full contact. When you get grill grates, you get those beautiful grill marks, but you get a lot more color and flavor on cooking something that's flat like this. See, those are your signature grill marks. Ain't no shame in my game. Get yourself a meat thermometer. See, I can tell they're not cooked in the middle. 133, 134, 145 is what you want. See, 117 on those. So they got a little bit longer to go. That is the fat coming out of the swordfish. The reason swordfish is so sought after, it is a really oily, fatty fish, which not a lot of fish you find in Florida have that fat content. You know, most of our fish are pretty lean, your snappers and groupers, but these fish are unlike anything else. Okay, pasta's in the sauce now. Let's fold that in.
Yeah.
Look at that. I also added some heavy cream to our sauce to finish off our fish. Look at that, beautiful pasta. I want to give everyone one of each so they can see. Okay, so one with grill marks, one without grill marks, and then finish off with that sauce. Oh yeah. Pregnant wife, this one's for you.
Thank you so much. It looks beautiful. Look at that. Swordfish 2 different ways.
Well,
incredible.
Look at this fancy plate.
It is
Man.
really good. Oh
Well,
my gosh.
I must say, catching this fish was extremely entertaining. You know, I was out there with Elliot and Kody, and those guys they know what they're doing so well. It was just entertaining to watch them work the cockpit, work the lines, work the rods, the baits. Thousands and thousands of yards of line out there, and no tangles. It was amazing. And now I get to enjoy the spoils. Can't beat that.
I don't know how was the catching of the fish, but I know the eating is very good. Delicious.
Yes. Delicious.
this is the first meal I've had all day, and it is the best breakfast I've ever had. It's good. I was out there cleaning the boat today. Swordfish, get your boat filthy, but we're rewarded with the fruits of our labor. You got to come over here and show this off, Dennis. That fat that I was showing you guys on the grill, these fish are so... I feel like people either love or hate swordfish for one reason. If you have overcooked swordfish, it's one of the worst fish you'll ever have. But perfectly cooked swordfish, like with that thermometer, is so juicy and fatty and just delicious. It's a meaty fish. It almost tastes like you're eating like a fishy steak.
Well, this is perfectly cooked fish, and it is absolutely delicious. Victor literally cleaned the boat all day today, cleaned the fish, all the fish, packaged it all up, and still cooked this meal, and that's why you can still see that he has sunscreen all over his face. But yeah, it's absolutely delicious. I was sad that I wasn't there. It's pretty incredible to catch those 3 fish in 2 days, so that was an epic day. But I'm glad I am getting to enjoy it, and I got to see them come home with all those fish, so pretty cool.
The grill marks on here, the taste from the grill makes this fish so good. And whatever he has on top here, it's very flavorful. The way you did your pasta with all these little pieces of asparagus and mushrooms and cream sauce, it's delicious.
I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Like Brian was saying, Kody, Elliot, when you have good friends that could show you different fisheries, that's how you get better as a fisherman. And it's so nice to have so many good people in our circle. And not to say that we couldn't do it without them, but it sure as heck helps when you have good fishermen on the boat. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Check out all of Kody's stuff, the reel guides, and if you guys want to book a trip with him, This was not a charter. He's just a buddy of mine, but one of the best fishermen you will ever fish with, and you won't regret it. Thank you. I'll see you.